Hello everyone, welcome to Channel. In the ever-turning kaleidoscope of Hollywood drama, confession is currency. The more vulnerable, the more visceral, the greater the spotlight that follows. For Scheana Shay, the unfiltered queen of Bravo's Vanderpump Rules, her latest revelation about a past entanglement with actor Eddie Cibrian isn't just tabloid fodder. It's a mirror, a meditation, and perhaps most surprisingly a manifesto of creative empowerment. Years after the affair, Scheana has peeled back the glittering curtain to expose something raw and real, a relationship she now calls a weekly booty call, born in shadows, fed by half-truths, and sustained by emotional illusion. But this isn't a scandal piece. This is a story about what happens when personal pain becomes public art, when women like Scheana reclaim their missteps, and spin them into stories of resilience and creativity. Welcome to the theater of real life, no filters, no edits, just heartbreak, hindsight, and a hell of a lot of growth. Act 1. The affair that started ITAL lit began, as many Hollywood stories do, under dim lights and false promises. Scheana was young, impressionable, hustling through the maze of Los Angeles nightlife. Eddie was charismatic, married, and charming, with a kind of danger that only good-looking men with secrets can carry. Their connection wasn't explosive, it was quiet, routine, almost clinical. They weren't star-crossed lovers, they were locked into a loop, a Tuesday night loop. What makes her confession so electric isn't just the sex or the secrecy. It's the silence she endured for so long. Scheana didn't sell this story in her 20s for a quick buck. She sat on it, lived with it, let it burn her from the inside until the only way out was through honesty. When she finally spoke, she didn't dramatize it, she didn't frame herself as a victim, nor him as a villain. She laid it bare. It became a weekly booty call. And I didn't even know he was married. No tears, no theatrics, just the truth. And that's what makes it dangerous in the best way. Act 2. Truth as a creative WIPON. Confession is a primal act. From the earliest mythologies to modern memoirs, there's something undeniably magnetic about someone who dares to say the thing no one else will. But here's the twist. It's not just bravery, it's artistry. Scheana's story isn't just a personal memory. It's a blueprint for how women, especially those in the entertainment industry, can use truth as a weapon. In a world that tries to define them through their mistakes, reclaiming the narrative becomes a radical form of authorship, by voicing the taboo. Being the other woman, being deceived, being addicted to a Scheana does what artists have done for centuries. She turns shame into sculpture. It's performance art, memoir, therapy, and rebellion rolled into one. And unlike a scripted role, this one is hers entirely. Act 3. Creative transformation through SCANDL. To fully understand the power of Scheana's confession, you have to step back and see it not as gossip but as alchemy. What does a true artist do with trauma? They transform it. Sylvia Plath turned her depression into poetry. Frida Kahlo painted her physical pain into immortal canvases. Beyoncé sang her marital disillusionment into a cultural revolution. Lemonade, anyone. Closing parenthesis. N. Here comes she, not with a paintbrush or a mic, but with a Bravo camera crew and a willingness to say, yes, this happened. And here's how I survived. Suddenly, her affair isn't just a footnote in Eddie Cibrian's legacy, it's the origin story of a woman stepping into her power. Act 4. The archetype of the other woman, REWRITT, and society loves a villain. And few are vilified more quickly than the other woman. She's painted as a seductress, a saboteur, a homewrecker. Never mind the man who made the promises. He's often forgiven, forgotten, or framed as confused. Scheana's rare confession slices through that stereotype. She wasn't a predator, she was a pawn, and once she realized the truth, she left. No revenge. No tabloid spectacle. Just a quiet exit and a decade of silence. By telling her story now, Scheana flips the script. The other woman becomes the narrator. The one with clarity. The one with context. The one who gets the last word. It's not just catharsis. It's cultural correction. Act 5. How truth fuels a creative LJC. When artists mine their real lives for stories, it's not about narcissism, it's about connection. Vulnerability is the bridge between creator and audience. And the messier the story, the stronger the bridge. Scheana's brand has always been about authenticity. Unlike many reality stars who curate an image, she's worn her scars in full view. Body image issues, relationship chaos, fertility struggles, grief. Now, this confession about Eddie Cibrian becomes another stone in the mosaic. It's not a standalone. Scandal. It's part of a creative legacy built on unfiltered honesty, and for fans, it's a revelation. Not because it's salacious but because it's relatable. Who hasn't been lied to? Who hasn't mistaken lust for love? Who hasn't ignored red flags in the hope of being chosen? Her story becomes our story, and that's the essence of great art. Act 6. The personal is Palalite CLL. Not pretend this is just about celebrity tea. Scheana's confession touches on larger themes of gender, power, and control. How many women are blamed for believing lies? How many men are excused for telling them? In creative industries and beyond, women are often asked to suffer silently, to protect reputations, to be the bigger person. Scheana is done playing that game. She's using her platform to show that truth-telling is a feminist act. It's an artistic act. It's a refusal to carry someone else's shame. In doing so, she invites other women to speak, to write, to create, to stop apologizing. This is how cultural tides turn. Not through think pieces or lawsuits, but through one brave person standing up and saying, "Here's what happened to me. Now let's talk about it." Act 7. What comes next? With this confession, Scheana's not closing a chapter, she's opening one. She's no longer a supporting character in someone else's scandal. She's the lead in her own narrative, the author, the artist, the truth-teller. Expect more books, more shows, more raw honesty that blurs the line between reality, TV, and performance art. Because when someone finds the courage to speak like this once, it rarely ends there. Scheana Shay's story is still unfolding, but one thing is clear. She's not afraid of the truth anymore. She's building with it the final curtain. Why this mattr sin? A world full of smoke and mirrors. Confession is a radical act, and when that confession comes from a woman whose every move has been dissected and dismissed, it becomes art in motion. Scheana Shay's rare admission about Eddie Cibrian isn't just a juicy headline, it's a masterclass in vulnerability, narrative control, and creative courage. We all have moments we wish we could bury, but Scheana proves that sometimes, the very thing you're most ashamed of can become the most powerful part of your story, if you're brave enough to tell it. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe my channel to get update news.